Alright, guys. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another day of everything, including updates on Ed. You see, I stuck my ears on temporarily again. So let's. And they're not glued on, so they're just stuck on. Because they're really getting kind of beat up. They're tired. They are getting really ratty. So gonna have to come up with some replacement soon. Second on cough drop. We have an update on Ed today that was posted on the Stan CT. And this is his story. It says, Ed update based Thursday, May 19th, 2002. Ed was moved from Charlotte Hungerford Hospital to a local rehab facility yesterday. Presently, he has his own room there, although there is a second empty bed in the room. At the time of my visit this afternoon, he had not yet started physical therapy, although he stated that he was told by physical therapy would start tomorrow on the 20th of May, 2022. There's no telephone in his room, and apparently his 2 bags of clothing were misplaced and or lost during the move from the hospital to the rehab center. He still does have his wallet. He has a TV with some limited local and cable channels therein. The rehab center is populated by very limited staff, administering the needs of about 50 to 60 patients, nearly all of them elderly and in terrible physical and mental condition. I estimate the patient-to-staff ratio is about 10 to 1. In other words, you're saying about 5 staff per 50 patients. Visitors like myself are temperature checked and masked up before being sent to find the patient's room on our own. The elderly patients either sit or lay in the rooms or wander around the facility's hallways. There's a 30-foot by 30-foot room with various gym and physical therapy equipment. The therapist had already got home for the day when I visited about 4:30 p.m. One flew over the cuckoo's nest comes to mind as I describe the place, as walking from the front desk to Ed's room required me to dodge a gauntlet of patients in a long twisting and turning hallway. These patients were either stumbling along aimlessly like zombies, or spinning their wheelchairs around in circles in the hallway. All patients were unmasked. After I got to Ed's room and found him watching TV, one elderly, obese woman about 3 rooms down from Ed started screaming violently as though she was being attacked. I left Ed's room and walked quickly back towards the screaming room, noticed the 2 staff people in the general vicinity were paying no mind to the screamer. I looked at the screamer's room and saw she was sitting in a chair, apparently asleep and quiet at that moment, as her dementia demons had retreated, at least temporarily, into the far recesses of her mind. I went back to Ed's room, and we discussed the status with his caseworker. In the feels the caseworker might try to put him back into Jimmy's apartment building, although with visiting nurses, services, and durable medical equipment provided for Ed. Ed is resisting this and is insisting on placement in an assisted living facility. The caseworker is still searching for viable living options for Ed. What happens after Ed's rehab stint still remains up in the air. That's all my update for today, Thursday, the 19th of May, 2022. That's a lot to take in. And of course, we all commented that it sounded more like a sanitarium than anything. And or asylums for the mentally insane. I don't wish that upon anyone. I really don't. It sounds sad. It really sounds really sad. Hi, Krista. How are you doing? Stan contacted me today. Said Ed would like his phone and his he wants to give Ed access to the Sony radio. I said I have both here. Yeah. So I guess that question that comes up is what is the best recourse for Ed? I didn't talk about the Rusty side of the situation, but I'm going to talk about him too. Rusty does miss Ed. Rusty misses Ed a lot. Yeah, it does. And the staff are underwhelmed, and I think they probably because of budget cuts, they're not getting the resources that they need. The patients sound like they have nothing to do for activities. How you doing, Botter? So, your grandfather was in a place like that. Oh God, doesn't sound much better. Sounds just about the same. He lost his mind. Senile dementia. He was in a place like that, but they didn't have TV. They didn't really have any recreational activity. Basically, it was like, here's your bed, there's your chair. You're gonna get 3 squares, and that's it. Oh yeah, and forget any kind of special health care. You're not getting any. But that was back in around 1850. Oh my God. It was bad. It was bad in 1850, and I wouldn't wish that on anyone. No. Wish Stan was here because he is our contact person. I wish that he would come on the panel because I really would like to ask Stan a couple questions about what he wrote. Yeah, let's get this panel open. Maybe Stan can give us a 1 silver, Jovia on the bed, Jovia by the door. At least that's a better combination. Yeah. So, it's just a very scary thing to imagine being in a place like that. Where you're got in a room in something that sounds like a sanitarium, where you basically got a woman 3 doors down screaming at night about some demons in her dementia. I think it's a really disillusioning thing. But let me tell you, it's because of Ed's lack of preventive care. That's how he got in that mess in the first place. Because he didn't take care of himself. And that is a very, very disturbing thought. That that Ed didn't take care of himself properly. But what also demonstrates another thing too is how much the medical field has not changed since the time of Lummy's grandfather. I still do the same thing today. You still basically lock them in a room, close the door, and throw away the key, and that's it. That's disturbing. That is really, really disturbing. So I thought I would take the time to talk about what would it need to be practically live here. What kinds of physical support services to the building can be done. Well, first of all, this is a commercially zoned building. It puts it immediately in a much more expensive category. Number one, they would require an elevator, or as we call them in the UK, a lift, that has to be designed for commercial buildings. Most likely, that's going to require 3-phase electric power. And that's going to mean that he has to have the building rewired with 3-phase electrics. Okay, that's going to add up to the cost of the installation of an elevator. Then where are you going to stick it? Obviously, you can mount it outside the building, and somebody just take the elevator onto each one of the floors, and that would solve part of your problem. But then you still need to put little tiny mini ramps, which usually could be made out of plywood, and 2x4s, to allow people to wheel their wheelchairs, power chairs into their homes, providing that the doors are wide enough. Bathrooms. I know for a fact that there is an elderly family living in apartment 3, and that bathroom was recently redone. That is probably more equipped now for handicapped accessibility than Ed's is. Mine has never been renovated. My apartment is original. It has never been converted, has never been updated. First of all, the door has to swing outward, because otherwise you couldn't get your wheelchair in there even if you wanted to. Hell, I tried to get a walker in there. I couldn't even get a walker in there to get Ed in and out of the bathroom. I was like trying to place things in the most inhospitable location in the world. So which means the door would have to be swinging the other way, which could be done. We'll just have to mortise the hinge holes and move the door to the outside. And that could be done. As I said, the biggest expense is the elevator. The elevator would cost at least $100,000. Never mind the architect, the structural engineer, the electrician, the planning and zoning department giving easements as needed. Oh my God. Who's going to pay for that? I don't know. I don't think my landlord is going to be too enthusiastic to jump out there and say, "How you doing, Skunk Ape? I see you. I didn't ignore you. I just trying to get caught up on everybody in basic news." So Ed asked for his cell phone, and like I told Stan, I have his phone, I have his charger for him, but he has to activate it with T-Mobile. Because right now it's not activated with any phone service at all. Can't use it without phone service unless they have Wi-Fi. And if they do, they could use it with their Wi-Fi. But that means that he's going to have to figure out how to set it up. Brian K., it's a mixed bag. Okay, let me explain. I do miss Ed, yes. However, this building is definitely not suitable for him. His health has declined to the point where he cannot even easily get into the bathtub by himself. This building has no easy access for a wheelchair. Okay, there's no elevators, there's no lifts. There's a woman downstairs who is like me. She's got knee injuries, and she again lives on the second floor, and she's got a power chair, but she's sitting on the ground floor covered with a tarp. Okay, it's just not going to be practical to have Ed here. How is he going to get out to do physical therapy? How is he going to get outside? He's going to have to go down those stairs and back. He's going to have to get in and out of the tub every time to take a bath or shower. He has to do that. If he can't, in other words, I'm afraid what is going to happen is he's going to backslide into that level of depravity that he's already in. No, he was moved from the hospital to a rehab center. You're right. All right, let me read you the piece that Stan wrote on, if you haven't already seen it, on the Discord. I'm going to read it again, guys. If you want to really hear it again, it actually, you can just rewind it video a bit. But I will give you Stan's report again. This is from Thursday, the 19th of May, 2022. Ed was moved from Charlotte Hungerford Hospital to a local rehab facility yesterday. Presently, he is in his own room there, although there is a second empty bed in the room. At the time of my visit this afternoon, he had not yet started physical therapy, though he stated he was told that physical therapy would start tomorrow on the 20th of May, 2022. There is no telephone in his room, and apparently his 2 bags of clothing were misplaced and or lost during the move from the hospital to the rehab center. He does still have his wallet. He has a TV with some limited local and cable channels therein. The rehab center is populated by very limited staff, administering to the needs of about 50 to 60 patients. Nearly all of them are elderly and in terrible physical mental condition. I estimate that the patients and the staff ratio is about 10 to 1. So in other words, probably about 5 or 6 staff. Visitors like myself are temperature checked and masked up before being sent to the patient's room on our own. The elderly patients either sit or lay in the rooms or wander about the facility hallways. There's a 30-foot by 30-foot room with various gym and physical therapy equipment. The therapist had already gone home for the day when I visited, which was about 4:30 p.m. One flew over the cuckoo's nest comes to mind as I described the place as walking down from the front desk to Ed's room required me to dodge a gauntlet of patients in the long and twisting, turning hallways. These patients were either stumbling around aimlessly like zombies or spinning their wheelchairs around in circles in the hallway. All patients were unmasked. After I got to Ed's room, and found him watching TV. One elderly, obese woman about 3 rooms down from Ed started screaming violently as though she was being attacked. I left Ed's room and walked quickly back towards the screaming room, noticed that the 2 staff people in the general vicinity were paying no mind to the screamer. I looked into the screamer's room and saw that she was sitting in a chair, apparently asleep and quiet at that moment, as the dementia demons had retreated, at least temporarily, into the far recesses of her mind. I went back to Ed's room and we discussed the status with his caseworker. Ed feels the caseworker might try to put him back into Jimmy's apartment building, although when visiting nurse services and durable medical equipment provided for Ed is resisting this and insists on placement into assisted living facility. The caseworker is still searching for viable living options for Ed. What happens after Ed's rehab stint still remains up in the air. Not very comforting. Yeah, I think Stan could easily write a novella. I think this could easily be a novella. I think this could be the kind of writing that could seriously be appropriate for a journalist in a newspaper. I think that Stan has the ability to very clearly state the facts in a way that really gets to your imagination. This is something that I think a lot of modern writers today have sometimes forgotten how to do. Even my own writing isn't quite as eloquent as that. What exactly is his diagnosis? Good question. I'm not clearly sure on that. He has a hernia, we know that. He has issues with his legs. He has a hard time physically getting up from the bed, or the couch, or the chair. He has a hard time with his leg mobility to moving around, so getting into the shower in my apartment is almost impossible. Yeah, exactly, Debicles. That's what a good writer does. Is it a good writer? It gets you immersed into the story to the point where you absolutely can feel and visualize what the person is talking about. Well, that's a good thing, Debicles, if we can make new friends. But the question is, it doesn't sound like that place is where he's going to meet new friends. I mean, we'll talk about different styles of writing. That'd be a great show. We'll talk about that in another show, is how people's writing styles affect the mindset of the reader. But we are trying to cover, something that is, very interesting. It's something in his stomach muscles get ripped or pulled. I'm not sure which one it is yet, but they don't think he needs surgery to fix it. So apparently he ripped a few muscles when he tried getting off the bed. If that makes any sense. Tiger T. So let's go through some of the comments here. Just so we can see it here. Tiger says, "Thank you, Stan. I don't like the sound of that rehab facility." Next to 2 of us. Yeah. And Henry Cruiser says, "Sounds like the nut house I was in." Tiger Kitty, "Thank God Night Cruiser is free." The Henry Cruiser said, "Yeah, I was there like 8 times. They had good food at least. I always loved mealtime and snack time, but I hope I never go back." I said to Stan, thanks to the update, this place sounds more like a sanitarium. He could go to Parkview or Respite. Both would be good choices. Both are monitored living arrangements. Skynet says all he had to do was put up in a bed in the living room. Oh, first of all, no, Skynet, it would have been a little more than just a bed in the living room. Billy said, could there be a slight possibility that Ed could move in with, that he was joking around with Krista there. I'm not really going to go through that. But, I said this morning, I said, Rusty misses Ed too, but there's no practical way for them to live on the third floor in a 1911 building. We have no elevator. The bathroom is small and cramped. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know much about what it is. I'm just knowing what he's told me. And that's all I know. I don't know all the technical, formal Latin names of any of these conditions. I just know is that he's in bad shape. Okay. He didn't take a kitty. Did you look into that Nike thing I asked you to look into? Because I'm really still don't know if it's worth it or not. Because I could use the $1,200, but I don't want to get burned in the process either. Oh, by the way, before Carlos asks, is there any possibility of... Right. This apartment is not suitable for Ed. Really, it's not. There may be a possible stimulus check. And here's why the Democrats are now realizing they better do something fast. Elections are coming up. That's why. Let's just like Elizabeth Warren pointed out, she says, we have run out of time. Midterms are coming up, and we don't have a plan. Or a prayer, for that matter. So, there is a couple proposals, but the thing is that they keep wanting to pass things by reconciliation, and they're so divided that they can't even come up with anything in time. Brian, I don't disagree with you. The situation is definitely not good for here. Like I said, Parkview apartments on South Main Street in Torrington, you get your own apartment, but you also have an on-site staff that monitors your well-being. Okay? Respite. I lived in 267 Litchfield Street, which was the non-respite leased section, which is the landlord ran directly. And that place was fine if you don't mind an hour of sirens every day when the ambulances, and so bringing up to the hospital, carrying the dead, the dying, and the sick. But basically, you live in an apartment with two other people. You have access to a kitchen. You have access to a laundry room. Yeah. Trump was on the ball. Plus, he was on the ball with the COVID support meetings, very much proactive. But then after a while, he realized in some ways that it wasn't quite working with the meetings. But he was proactively doing them every day. And I think he was achieving something. Hey, Gianni, how you doing? But the Democrats, 2 years they've been in charge, they have achieved nothing so far. In fact, if anything, it just demonstrated that their proposals just don't work. The liberalism and the leftist agenda just does not work. I think that says yeah, it would make sense if you think about it. Why would that's one way that they figure maybe if they drop a big fat hot goober in the hands of everybody, maybe everybody will forget all about the fact that they did nothing for 2 years and they couldn't even pass legislation to even help people, mothers who need a baby formula. They might say, here's a check for, say, $600. I'll buy some baby formula. The only problem is the mothers can't. So, and of course, it would be a targeted check specifically for people making less than $40,000, as one proposal is. And it was primarily focused for people on Social Security or fixed income. That's fine. But the problem is, they keep trying to say they want to pass this by reconciliation, and so far they haven't passed very much at all reconciliation. Except a lot of hot air. and a lot of flatulence in the process because they keep stinking up the House and the Congress basically with bullshit coming out of their own butts. Typically said that's when they're lying to us about COVID and trying to spread fear and hate. Now, even Fauci has to admit COVID is pretty much the flu. Yeah, well, I can't talk too much about COVID because YouTube gets really, really uppity about COVID. Yeah, but you know what, Gianni? There's a lot of things that are meant to be supplemental that ended up becoming the main thing. We know that. That's what happens. I just feel bad for Rusty. Rusty misses it. I hope, Rusty lays with me and everything, and sometimes he's happy, and some days he just mopes around the house. Make a beef stew and put in a blender. Use the problem is that newborn babies and they have very specific needs that the formula tries to simulate. And I don't know, putting beef stew in a blender is going to help. Because, my mother didn't make beef stew out of her nipples. Of course, that was kind of bottle fed, but as far as I remember, anyway. Yeah. It's the same thing with health drinks for the elderly, like Ensure. Now they're elderly, they're using Ensure as pretty much their main meal. It's not meant to be the main meal, but some elderly do use it as such. How you doing, Paul? Just a really weird situation. I used to drink breast milk and cow milk when I was a baby. Yes, and society said women have to work when your job is more important than your family, and women need to look good, and breastfeeding will age the teats. That's good. That's a good. That's a point. Good point there, Gianni. It is true that the women right now are bringing in more money than the men. Men are not getting paid and not as working as much. It's the mother that's been lately has become the main breadwinner. So the fathers, if they're not working, are the ones feeding the babies with baby formula. Now, the male body can produce breast milk, and there is not really no reason why the man could not go ahead, take the progesterone and other hormones to begin milk production. However, the problem is, I don't think that the men would like to see big milk jugs hanging off their chest, but it is an option. And in this crazy gender fluid society, some ways it would work. Unfortunately, from what I understand, is that after that, what's he going to do? He's going to have to get a breast reduction. I know beef stew is a real food. I know that. But again, that's your feeling on the issue. That's fine. It's your view. But I mean, for so many parents today, unfortunately, that is the way it is. It doesn't make you wrong. It's just the way our today's parents expect it to be. Even though it adds to the price tag a huge amount of baby care. I mean, it's like if the mother was fully able to properly breastfeed the child, then she really wouldn't have some of the same problems that she has about saying overfilled teats, milk leaking out of her nipples because she would be feeding the baby, just like with a cow. It's the same thing, right? I mean, we milk cows, and she can sell her milk to a breast milk bank. They have breast milk banks. No, that's stupid thinking. I'm sorry. That is truly stupid thinking. No, I'm not going to allow that misinformation to stick around. No, I don't know. But you know what? What I can tell you is Biden administration did not deal with that problem. I agree with you, Gianni. I agree with you. But unfortunately, I'm also looking at this thing from the 21st century perspective. Not right now, Paul, but we got a panel. We have a panel. The panel is open. Don't really want to do in the phones in the morning show. I really don't. But the panel is open. let's come on the panel anyway. Uh, well, either way. Okay, Paul, let's come on. How do we know it's the real Paul? Well, we'll find out real quick, won't we? Good morning, Paul. How you doing?
Hey, good morning, Lumi. How are you?
Is that all right?
How's Michelle? Is Michelle there today?
Yeah, I'm
Michelle,
here.
you with? Hey, Michelle, how's it going?
It's good, all right. Just
Good. Good. I wanted to talk about the subject, but I didn't want to type out all I had to say, if that makes any sense. So, Michelle, did you hear about the huge warehouses of formula that seem to have just popped up out of nowhere?
no. Where are these warehouses located on the southern border?
I don't remember where they are, but they are in America, Michelle. And let's just say that they've been hiding the baby formula from you, Michelle. They've been hiding the baby formula from all Americans. And let's think about this for a second, Michelle, okay? First, this COVID comes along. Now, this supposed vaccination comes along that people are getting. And all these fucking people are getting pregnant now from the vaccination because it's probably got Bill Gates' sperm in it. But the point being, Michelle, is that they're hiding the baby formula now. And what are they doing? Trying to trying to legalize abortion here. I mean, what are they trying to do? Sounds like something fishy's going up here. Just a food for thought, guys.
Population
Just a food for
control.
thought.
Population control definitely is something.
Yeah. Think about it. There's formula out there, Michelle. There's warehouses.
Yeah, but Biden's giving it to all the illegals on the southern border. Why?
Yeah. Something to think about, huh? Something to think about.
I mean, why are we giving the formula to illegals? Why aren't we giving it to American families that need it?
Again, why are there warehouses of it being discovered? And why are they trying to populate the board? Why are they trying to push this abortion? It's kind of weird.
Well, abortion has always been their Democrats' way since the days of Sanger. Margaret Sanger. I mean, it's just something. Was part of the eugenics movement. Back in the early 20s. It's scary, but it's true.
Gotta be woke about these things, guys. Gotta be woke.
Woke is past participle. What you mean? You'd be waking. Or that'd be a gerund. Or it's an infinitive.
Just telling you something, Michelle. There's something fishy going on. That's all I'm saying.
I know that. Again, I know that.
All these warehouses popped up in the news yesterday. They found full of formula. Full of formula.
Yeah.
Just fishy, Michelle. I don't like it.
That's why the Democrats have got to go. They gotta go. They are terrible.
I mean, Republicans aren't much better either, but to be honest.
Excuse me, but the Republicans were the ones they were the ones who discovered the formula warehouses. They're the ones who actually saw what INS was doing, and giving the formula to illegal immigrants. They're the ones who outed the story.
It's messed up.
Yeah.
I just figured I'd jump on, Michelle, and put that out there. Fun facts for everybody. I just didn't want to type it all, to be honest.
Do you know which newspaper or which news channel outed the story on the formula?
You know what? I don't remember. I have to check. Somebody sent me the article. I'll have to go back and look here. Someone posted it in one of my Discords.
Oh, it's on Discord?
Oh, it's in one of my. I'll have to find.
It's in the news section because I know that I did.
I'll have to post it in yours, Michelle. I'll have to find it and post it in your Discord. Someone posted it in one of mine. I'm gonna have to find it and post it in yours. But yeah, I'll try and look for the article and post it in there.
Because the old internet saying, "Prove it or it doesn't exist." So.
Right. Well, you can look it up. You could do
Oh,
the
I
Google
believe
research
because
right
like
there.
Rand Paul was the one who pulled up the situation with the illegals getting the formula. So
That's crazy. Crazy. What do you got up for today, Michelle? You got any plans for today? Did you get your eye drops yesterday?
they're coming today, and I got to go get my simvastatin this afternoon at the pharmacist. So,
Your what?
and it'll be cooler today because tomorrow will be the broiler. So, yeah, tomorrow's gonna be cooking. So I'm
Oh,
not.
it's hot today, Michelle. Here it's already 69 and it's 11 o'clock. It's warming
That's not
up.
so bad. I'll take 69. But
Yeah,
95 is a
yeah.
whole nother story.
Michelle loves her 69s. Hell yeah, Michelle. I hear
Typically
you.
said, I heard on liberal talk radio, they blamed white supremacy on the black gang violence in Milwaukee. What?
Could be possible.
This is the stupidity of what's going on in the world today. I'm glad that's why I'm not coming back in my next life. I said, no more of this shit, mama. I want out of here. When my term is done, I'm going to a place where I'm going to have a new chance to start a new life, a new experience. And I already got the life chart amended, written, signed, and delivered. Amen. Of course, me and Michelle have decided to be separate people, but we'll still be friends. We'll be friends. Yeah.
I need to do the same, Michelle. I think I'm going to write my life chart to go to the Bunny Ranch, but not the new Bunny Ranch, the old Bunny Ranch where it still had the women's, not the new one where it's just a restaurant. I think that's where I want to go. My next life.
Oh, okay. I know you're talking about the Playboy bunnies.
Yeah, the Playboy bunnies. There used to be a place where you could go, you could pick one out and do what you want with them. Now it's just a restaurant, which is no good. I want like the old bunny ranch. Yeah. That's where I want to go, Michelle.
We're going to a different dimensional plane, but basically, theoretically speaking, anything is possible because of the antecedent possibilities of the timeline. So theoretically, you could be in a place like that.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to write my life chart.
And I'm going to be going to the real version of Silvermoon. That's what my next life chart. It's already been done. Me and Lumi have dug it up. Other people have verified it. That indeed is what's going to happen.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to that.
World of
Except I'm not going to be looking for the fact that good possibility is we are going to have to deal with conflicts and battles and don't lie. You still want to use shadow word pain. Yeah, I'm going to end up being a disciplined priest, which is not surprising given my nature. Mage is nice too, but let's be honest. I'd rather be able to conjure. I'd rather be able to heal myself. But then again, that means that you need mana. That's always a catch, right? But I think
maybe Lumi can be a mage. Make you water for your mana. Lumi, what do you want to be in the next life? What do you want to be in the next life, Lumi? What's your plans?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like Michelle in some ways. Looking more to be just like a salesperson.
You know, be a vendor?
Vendor. Like a vendor? Yeah. Having a shop. Like selling housewares, like general goods and stuff. Kind of what my family did back in Finland, Helsinki.
You're gonna be a tailor. You're gonna be a tailor.
A tailor's not bad. No.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, you could certainly, there would be a lot of course, always will be need for clothing. Unless in your next life you happen to live in a society where everybody's got a lot of natural hair. In that case, you probably don't need clothing because you got fur covering you. But you even saw in Battle of the Apes that the apes still wore armor and stuff. So
yeah. Fair enough.
What about you, Michelle? What would you like to do as a main business? I think I probably would be a hostess. I think I'd probably work in an inn. Um, when I'm not out there and battling the undead, probably just working an inn, maybe a bartender, maybe working with someone like Jovia,
Huh.
um, because that'd be kind of nice. A place where I can still, be a part of society and an active member of it.
Right
I probably would be dating a real Valenia, which we remember when Valenia used to look like she was cute. She's still cute. Now she's got all that armor on. Basically, she
covered up.
she's yeah, because all her armor she has, she's covered from head to toe. She looks like some kind of a Japanese imperial fighter now. um, it's interesting, but let's see how that's gonna work. Of course, I would like to be able to have 20/20 vision in my next life, or at least something close to 20/20 vision.
I'm sure you will, Michelle. You'll have some good ears to hear with. You'll have some good eyes to see with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that would have the real ears, obviously.
Yeah. That'll be pretty cool.
That's gonna be interesting though, because one of the questions is that I noticed just like when I wear these ears, just like I noticed my characters always sleep on their side. I noticed they don't sleep on their back because I mean, especially from my night elf, she can't. Their ears stick out too damn much. So every time you have her lay down, it's like she always flips onto her side because of her ears are gonna get crunched because they're so long. And I noticed that when I'm laying on my bed, I have the same problem. If I'm laying on my back, my ears get crunched, and then they hurt, and then they're like, I can't stay on my back for very long. Of course, I can, because they're latex, I can take them off. But I mean, that's about the only good thing about it, is I can take the ears off. Right now, Michelle's got a deviated septum in her nose. That's why she snores. Yeah.
Oh my god. Lay off the cocaine, Michelle. You got a deviated septum?
No. Debbie, that's a very common situation with nasal passages.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what causes the snoring, is that your septum vibrates in your nose.
Brian Pig says, Michelle, will you be...
No, I'm going to be a Cinderai in my next life. I don't know if I'm going to be lighter skinned, darker skinned. I didn't look.
But did you write in your life chart specifically that you don't want to be African American, all right? Like, no shadow people. You want to be a shadow priest, not a shadow person, right, Michelle?
It doesn't matter, because Michelle's going to a place where your skin color doesn't matter.
No, don't matter. It don't matter to Michelle.
The Cinderai don't care about your skin color. No,
it's Lumi.
However, if you are not a mage, you are considered lower class citizen, unfortunately.
Yeah, Michelle.
For the Cinderai, the whole world is driven around magic. So, unfortunately, and I hate to say this, if you can't do magic at all, and even if you're a warrior or hunter, guess what? You are considered the lowest of the low in the Cinderai, because their whole world is driven by magic, which is kind of sad, actually. I mean, you could be the best warrior, arms warrior, fury warrior, whatever, but because you can't do magic, you're looked down as being an invalid. Klitsch, how are you doing?
Michelle doesn't matter what color she is, guys. I think Lumi's the one, though, who's not fond of the African Americans.
So I have nothing against anybody.
No?
No, I don't have anything against anybody.
I thought it was a black man who killed you in one of your previous lives that kind of turned you.
Well, let me answer Glitch's question real quick. I did, at the beginning of the show, I did read the story that Stan told about his visit to Ed from yesterday. If you go back, I actually read it twice. So if you want to go back and look at it, basically he's now in a rehab center.
So he's not in the hospital anymore. They got him in a rehab center.
Chris Angle.
Huh.
But basically, I mean, I think it's going to be interesting enough just trying to remember I'm going to be living in a society that has big ears and
Chris Angel, yeah.
and tends to be very kind of elitist. I hate to say that. I don't think that all the Cinderai are elitist. I think that there's a few that are stuck up, but I think from my experience, getting to know people similar to the Cinderai in real life, the ones that, were what they call the highborn, the reason why they act like snots is because that's all they were taught. But when you really think about what about their ancestors, the night elves? Every night elf I have met in the game are always very nice and courteous. I don't know if that really says if there's any real world comparison of that. Of course there is.
Yes,
American political theater. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll give you that. The politicians that went to college, got the cum laude degrees, sit there. I talk to one of those guys, person, Aurora back. And the guy was like this surly, rich, thinks he's shit and stink kind of guy. And I was just trying to ask him about some legitimate concerns. And he goes to me, I don't care about your needs. I worry about my needs. Screw you. I'm not voting for you then, asshole.
I zoned out for a little bit. Are you talking about Jimmy? We're talking about Jimmy now?
No. I'm talking about a politician in Angel Rohrback.
Oh, it sounded like Jimmy. It's not that you were talking about Jimmy.
Oh no, Jimmy isn't that bad.
Okay.
But on the other hand, then you got other people that are not born and raised politicians, but do get into politics, and even those guys are a little more still got the older mentality. That's still a little more down to earth. Yeah, yep. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez kind of falls in there. She's kind of an in between.
Mm-hmm.
In one sense, she has got a pretty basic life. She didn't have a lot of fancy degrees under her belt at the time. Now, by the way, she's going to be getting married, by the way. But she's pretty outspoken. But she's from New York. That's the way they are,
Yeah, fucking New Yorkers. They don't get the loud mouths.
Most people in New England are at least somewhat uptight. I'm sorry to say that, but it's true. To some extent, we are. But the ones I think are the most down to earth of the New Englanders I met so far are the people that are either in the Western Connecticut, Massachusetts, or Eastern Connecticut, say around Danielson, Wellington, Ashford, Storrs, Mansfield. These guys are also down to earth, but they're kind of like hillbillies, which is fine because there's nothing wrong with being a Connecticut hillbilly. Because I'm a Connecticut hillbilly. And the thing is that you can tell the difference in the way they're raised by how they talk to you, right? The ones that think that the shit don't stink are probably the ones that you're going to probably associate with the Cinderai. But if you look at the ones that are, kind, go out of the way, show their true, genuine spirit, they remind me of the Night Elves. And I happen to also be a fan of Night Elves too. At first, I didn't like the Night Elves very much, but then I played two. I have two Night Elf characters, and I kind of meant that the world kind of rubbed off on me a little bit. Uh, so that's that. Ryan K said, Michelle, so what's the deal with you and Noodles? You seemed like you were enjoying the conversation yesterday, but you. Because somebody in my chat said to kick him out. That's why. Somebody said to me, kick him out. They claimed they were Tiger Kitty, but they weren't Tiger Kitty.
Yeah, you should meet up with them sometime, Michelle. Like you said, at maybe a McDonald's or something. Maybe get comfortable with Noodles, and if you're comfortable with them, you guys can go out and do some content. You know, you guys can go
I
to New
think if
York.
Noodles wanted to meet with me in a public place like McDonald's or a place like that would be fine. ABC Pizza because he's Italian. Then maybe we got to talk a bit. Maybe then we could kind of break the ice and find out.
Yeah, you should set something up with them, Michelle. I mean, again, you've known Noodles for what, a few years now, Michelle. I honestly don't think Noodles would do anything to harm you. I don't think Noodles would abandon you, Michelle. You know, he has fun with you, Michelle. He has his back and forth with you, but I think Noodles cares about you, Michelle. Again, he's been a part of the show for a long time now. He's helped you get some subs.
Right. I don't
think he would do it again. You want to get to know him. You want to meet him up, which is understandable.
Right.
But, I'd want you to put some of those things out of your head. Just think of it as going out on a trip with anybody, I mean, again, Noodles, I don't think would harm you whatsoever, Michelle, to be honest. He's there to help you. If you needed, guidance when you're out in New York because you can't see well or something, Noodles would help you.
Who are you talking about? Damocles, the crazy-eyed, horse-faced lady they have a long, happy life killing all their babies together. Who are you talking about? Damocles.
I'm catching up on chat here myself, Michelle.
I mean, sure. I mean, if he wants to meet me at a public place like McDonald's or something, I would be fine with that.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Hey, Krista.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Hey, Krista. Krista's here, Michelle. Hi, Krista. She coming over this weekend, Michelle? Krista coming over this weekend?
That's an interesting metaphor, Brian. He says, I think Noodles is like a dirt bike. He's loud, he's dirty, but he can take you places no other vehicle can reach.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's a good way of looking. Yeah, I agree with Brian there. Look at that. Yeah, there you go, Michelle. He's a little loud, a little crude, but Michelle, he's got your best intentions in mind.
Well, like I said, once if he would agree to meet me at the Winston McDonald's or maybe ABC Pizza or something, we could do that.
I'm sure he would. He's tried to get set something up with you before. I'm sure he would, Michelle. Yeah, that'd be something to talk to him about. Be like, hey, Noodles, you've been asking to come out, and maybe would you like to go get lunch sometime or something? Meet up for lunch.
Oh, he's not blocked right now. I mean, he could come on the panel. He can come on in the chat.
That's a good idea. I think Michelle cleared out her block list the other night from a rogue mod.
I think it's still cleared. Let me check it real quick.
Michelle cleared all that out the other night. Yeah.
Well, like I said, got a lot of things going on, right?
Coffee.
Got a lot of things going on. I gotta go get my refills.
Wake Michelle up a bit.
Well, there is still some new names in here. No, he's not on here. No, he's not in here. So he's not blocked. No, he's not blocked.
Not blocked, Noodles.
Someone named Rip Ed Mitchell and King Ragu. Well, why is King Ragu blocked? I didn't block him. No. So, like I said, I personally would like to see Noodles be happy. I would like to see Ed be happy. I'd like to see everybody be happy. So, like I said, I do worry about Ed's well-being. And I don't think it's going to be realistic for him to come back to Winston in this apartment anyway. Maybe in another apartment building that's been adapted for the handicap. Maybe. Hi Noodles, how you doing? Well, by the way, you want to meet me someday? Meet me at Winston McDonald's sometime, or ABC Pizza. You haven't tried ABC Pizza, have you? Well, you should try ABC Pizza.
Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy.
Anyway,
Be happy.
you'll notice I got a different top on today. So, just be aware. On Saturday, we are going to we're going to be having a night show on the porch. So,
oh Lord!
However,
Lord,
unless I want to start lugging mixers outdoors and shit like that, it would be very difficult to do either panels or Google Meet phone calls. Because the way my Mac sound system is done, or even the Linux sound system is done, I would have to install some kind of a mixer control program. Well,
I mean, you're just using the websites, right, Michelle? If you're just using the websites for the phones and the Google Meet, why would you need a mixer?
Well, tell you what, Noodles, why don't you give me, let's see, do I have you blocked or anything? I don't think I do. Let me check. Maybe what you can do is, let me see if he's blocked. I don't think I did block him one time, but I don't know if I still have him blocked. There it is. Let's see. Nope, he's not blocked. Nope. Why don't you text me a day and time? You want to meet up at ABC Pizza? It's not that far from my house. ABC Pizza's on Winston Main Street. You're not blocked, so I can get your phone call or your text message. So I'm just going through my phone real quick here. Surprised it's neither Stan nor Craig Sr. has come on the show today. Well, why don't we do pizza in my ABC Pizza on Main Street in Winston? So we could talk and actually meet up with each other and learn more about you.
It'd be a good live stream, Michelle. Pizza with noodles.
Monkeypox.
Yep, the monkeypox outbreaks coming.
Great. And also, they say COVID's on the rise again, too. They don't want us to go anywhere, do they?
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. It's just like the overgrown version of the chicken pox. I don't think it's deadly.
May not be deadly, but remember, if you had chicken pox, you could still get shingles. So you think about that. I'm lucky I never had shingles, but I had chicken pox as a kid.
I got shingles on my roof.
Yeah, well, you don't want shingles on your body. That hurts. That's painful.
That's true. Yeah, every time I go to the pharmacy, Michelle, to get a prescription, the lady's like, "Would you like your shingle shot?" "No, thank you." Would you like your COVID vaccine?" "No, thank you." don't want any
I
goddamn
don't.
thing.
You know what? I know that they're working on vaccines. I think they did develop a vaccine for chickenpox, didn't they? Of course, when I was a kid, we didn't
I've already
have a
had it.
vaccine for chickenpox.
Yeah, I've already had it. Did you have chickenpox when you were a kid, Michelle?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Sucked.
Did you get them? Did you get them from one of your brother? Did you get them from your brother or sister, or did you get it somewhere else?
They don't have bar stool sports. They don't even have bar stools. It's just tables. It's a mom and pop pizzeria. It's nice. Oh, if you want to go for a little more fancier, higher class, you can go to Noli's, which has got outdoor. Oh, they both do actually, but Noli's has got a more sophisticated outdoor dining establishment.
Yeah, make noodles take you to Noli's, Michelle. Get you a nice Clams Casino pizza. Get you some cannolis.
No,
All on Noodles dollars,
I
Michelle.
cannot
Noodles
eat
is taking you
clams.
out.
I'm sorry, I cannot eat clams. Okay.
Just order the pizza and then just just tell them you don't want it. That's what I want you to do. Order a few pizzas. It's on Noodles dime, Michelle. He's hooking you up. It's on Noodles dime, so it doesn't matter. Get a couple clams pizzas, get a couple cannolis to take home with you, maybe get some pasta to take home with you. Let's order a bunch of food.
I
Michelle.
don't know if Noli's has cannolis. I
Order a bunch of food, Michelle. No, but seriously, that would be a good time, Michelle. That would maybe even be a nice live stream if dinner with noodles. That'd probably be a nice. I'm sure he'd probably stream it. You guys can do 2 streams at once. That'd be cool. Dinner with noodles, you guys hang out, get to know each other, and then if you feel comfortable with them, maybe you can start taking some of those trips. You'll
Noodles
have good
physically
content.
I'm bigger than Krista. I mean, if you were to put Krista and stretch her to my height, she'd look like a toothpick. I'm the thick one. Just like my character Vanya is the thick one. Well, there is. Oh, you said you wanted to go back there one time. Oh, and Litchfield the Green. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Me and Patty went there. It was good though. Expensive, but good. Yeah. There's a. I forgot what the pizza place was on the Green in Litchfield. But they really, really were high class. Oh my god, they were so good, but they were a little bit expensive.
Kristen's great. Yeah, Kristen's a good woman for being Michelle's friend. Yeah, she seems like a nice gal. Helps Michelle out a lot. Enjoy each other's company. Yeah.
Yeah, Chris is a nice person, and we do help each other out. And she's a mother, and of course, I help her out too with food and things when she needs help.
Michelle, if Krista ever needed you to babysit, do you think you would be able to? You think you'd watch Krista's kids for her, be able to babysit?
I don't know if I would be good with a 3-year-old. I think a 3-year-old would be a little bit much for me.
Yeah, they can be a lot to look after for sure. They probably love your elf ears.
Great Wall of China. What's that? I want Italian. I don't want Chinese. Although we do have 2 Chinese restaurants in Winsted. Both are takeouts. Yeah, like I said, I like Krista personally. I think she's cool. She's a major part of overwhelming and overweight. Remember one thing, Noodles. Just remember this. I may be living large, and Krista may be living large, but that doesn't mean that we don't have big hearts and a lot of care and sympathy and empathy for people.
All right. It's more of you to love, right, Michelle? Who wants the ding dong, Michelle? I heard the ding dong. Someone want on the panel?
I see it's Noodles.
All right. Let's get
All
Noodles
right.
up here. There he is.
Let me show you something,
Michelle.
Noodles. Just remember.
You know, Sunday I'm meeting up with another YouTuber, but you want to do it tomorrow? Maybe I could drive up there tomorrow.
Yeah, well,
Who you
that'd be
meeting
fine
on-
because
who you meeting on
considering the
Sunday,
fact
Noodles?
it's also going to be as hot as a broiler.
Oh, that's right. It's going to be 90 something.
Yeah.
Who are you meeting up with on Sunday, Noodles?
Well,
So
Michelle,
what?
you know, again, I'll take you out for lunch and dinner, but I'm not gonna pay for Krista. Can't come. Plus, she freaks me out. She's a weird looking person.
Krista's not necessarily going to be there. She's got a family. She doesn't. I don't see it. I mean, she isn't always there. Sometimes she's there.
Yeah, but she'll probably come by and pretend like, oh, hey, I didn't know you guys were
No,
here.
she doesn't do that, Noodles. Don't give me
Let me
that
join you.
bullshit story.
Just to get a chance to meet me. It's not going to happen, Krista.
I think you have a fixation on Krista for some reason. Why? I don't know. What is it with you and Krista?
He stole the whole picking nose thing.
Oh,
He
no,
picked
it's
her nose
not.
live and-
It's not just that. Come on, good.
Come on, Noodles.
Noodles, let me ask you a question. You talk about people that are large, living large, right? Well, let's see.
Bigger's better.
What would you do if you actually you never saw me in full extended and tall standing? What if I looked like that? Would you hold that against me?
Michelle, if I come out there and you're some kind of fat slob, I'm turning right around.
No.
I'm leaving.
No.
The way you portray yourself, is this hot, sexy snow queen, and you're showing off your hair all the time in the watch.
All right.
The live
So
stream.
you think I'm more like this?
Yes. That's what you look like, right?
Honestly, I'm more like Vanya than that. I mean, maybe in a way, I'm kind of more like a combination of the two. I mean, I'm sorry, I do got some of her chest, and I got some of her hips, and I can see that she has a nice smile on her face, and she looks like she's a nice person. And just like me, I'm not skinny.
All right, fine, but will you at least do a hug photo with me? We're both hugging.
Oh, that's the other thing. You don't like her pixie cut haircut style, do you?
Michelle, will you do a photo with Noodles of you two hugging Michelle if he comes up and meets you? Will you do a hugging photo with Noodles? Would you do a selfie with Noodles?
What?
Would you do a selfie with Noodles, Michelle, of like a picture of you two like hugging
I've done
and
that
embracing?
with Forever Consciousness. Sure.
Yeah. Would you do that with Noodles here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
We do like a picture of us kissing on the lips, not like a makeout, but like
Michelle,
like
do you ever work out? If housework isn't considered working out, I don't know what is. Considering the fact is that right now I am becoming more active. I'm losing weight. I'm wearing a size 3X skirt right now. I'm finally starting to take off the weight, which is good.
Yeah, you look good.
Yeah.
Now, will you do a picture
Let me show
of?
you something. Let me switch this camera over to the other camera so I don't have to kill myself in the process here. Let me show you.
You gonna lift your shirt up, Michelle?
All right. Let me stand up. I'll show you what I look like.
All right, here we go, Noodles. Here we go. Are you
right.
watching? Okay.
Oh, move the chair. Move the chair. Move the
Michelle.
chair. We can't.
Yeah.
Oh, what a tease. What a tease.
Kind of stocky.
She can't hear us.
Oh, you
either.
look amazing, Michelle. Wow, you're beautiful.
Okay. Let me put my microphone back on here. So, let me see what it looks like
Well,
now.
just as I suspected. Beautiful, supermodel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see that I'm kind of a hybrid between the two characters on the game.
You have lost some weight, Michelle. Did you become like anorexic or something? Are you like puking up your food or something now, Michelle? How are you losing all this weight?
Because I'm getting active and taking care of housework and chores and
You're not
walking
like
places
bulimic or nothing,
again.
no. You haven't developed like an eating disorder or nothing, though, right? You're not like puking your food up after you eat it, are you? Having Rusty eat the puke.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'm
Make
not.
sure you're safe about it.
I'm not doing actions of bulimia. Thank you very much.
All right. I just want to make sure you're safe, Michelle. That's all.
No,
Okay.
I don't really believe in doing that. But I mean, I do have an eating disorder. I am a little bit more of a binge and fast bulimic than I am a binge and purge.
We need to drop some pounds off of Rusty now. We got to get some weight off of that cat.
Yeah, he's going out more now. He's running around now. He's going out looking for some tails. So he's
turning into Ed.
He's going out. He's going outside now more. He's been going out every morning. He's been trying to stay active himself. You know, the spring is in the air.
He just had
you know?
like hernia surgery. Shouldn't he be like relaxing?
Ed is. They said he didn't have to do surgery. That's all I know. Okay, but he's in a rehab center.
How is that possible? How is that possible? If his intestines were like bubbling out of his stomach, how is that possible?
No.
I heard it looked like a ham.
It's not his intestines. It's a muscle, an abdominal muscle.
When the muscle tears, the stomach and intestines can protrude through. They have to stitch that up.
I know that. Noodles, I know all that. I agree with you. I mean, I don't know what they're doing about that, except they said that they don't have to do surgery. That's all I know. Okay, I'm not his medical doctor. I don't have his file on hand. And even if I did, because of HIPAA, I couldn't share it with you anyway. But the thing is that, you know, he's not doing bad. I mean, he's kind of in a holding pattern right now. He's going to be starting rehab today. Physical therapy.
Didn't Tiger Kitty end up in the hospital getting her stomach pumped or something last night?
No. Tiger Kitty went to the hospital to do blood work and her urine tests for her kidneys. That was different. Because Tiger Kitty has problems with her.
I haven't had beer in like a week. Probably fiending for one. Dan should bring him a 40.
Bring him a 40 what?
40 ounces of beer. Probably wanting a beer. Ed hasn't had beer in like a week. He's probably really wanting a beer. Get him a beer, some trains.
Gianni, Rusty's not really fat. I mean, he's a little chunky, but I don't think he's really fat. He's been
when I come out there, it's gonna be hot.
Rusty,
and I'm gonna have to wear a very, very tight shirt.
Rusty, like all of us, has been suffering a little bit of depression, and he's now starting to get out on his little paws, and he's starting to do things. You know, which is good for him. He needs to get back outside too. You know, but he's not really portly. I mean, he's not skinny, but he's not like super fat. But he's heavy, you know. But so am I.
So, are you going to be okay with me in a super tight t-shirt when I meet up with you tomorrow?
If that's what you want to wear, it's non-formal dining, so it's not like you have to wear a suit and tie.
Are you going to like hang all over my arms, my muscle arms?
I don't know about that, but you know, just text me with what day and time. Usually I'm free most of the time. Rusty
I'm gonna see how long. I'll be
Rusty's
right back.
already in the process of trimming himself down because he's outside more now. He's doing more outdoor activities. I'm doing more outdoor activities. Brian case of the muscles are too weak to simply sew it shut. It will tear again without strengthening it first. This will have to be rehab and hopefully it'll repair itself. Exactly.
Huh.
That's, I think, exactly what they're doing, Brian K. Just what you said. Ed's health is deplorable. I mean, it's not. It's all self-inflicted. There's nothing that I can have said or done to try to get him to change. I told him to take a multivitamin supplement. I told him to eat his vegetables. I did my best to get him to do the right things, but he didn't listen. You don't listen to people, then clearly it's your own damn fault. Just like Jimmy
Michelle,
Buffett
I could be there. I
says.
could be there in like under 2 hours. The ABC Pizza in Winstead.
Do you have the address?
Yeah, I just looked. I just Google mapped it. It says it'd take me like an hour 50 minutes.
Okay. Well, we're at 50 minutes.
Are you trying to meet up with her today?
That sounds
Did I?
fine with
It's
me. You got my phone number, so you would have to give me a call. And
Did
you're
I just like leave
about
work
here,
now and just go up there?
because I can walk over there. So when you get close to Winston, say about, because I gotta go get my refill over there, Beacon anyway. That's just right past it.
Maybe we can both live stream from your house.
We can both live
Like
stream from ABC Pizza
we can
too.
do a show together tonight.
We could do a show together at ABC Pizza. I'll just bring my MiFi with me and my other phone so I can read the comments.
Yeah, but why don't we do like a show like what you're doing now inside your house?
If you break the ice with noodles, Michelle, and get comfortable with them, would you consider maybe having them over for a show?
If
you like
what?
broke
I
the
think
ice
that would get you
with
a lot of views, Michelle.
Yeah, break the ice with noodles. Meet up with them at the ABC Pizza.
Yeah, I know.
You
I said that's
it.
fine. We could do that. We could even
Oh,
do
okay.
the.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
We
I
can
don't have
even
my elf ears on, Michelle. I'm sorry, I
We can
didn't hear
even
you.
do a show at ABC Pizza too, especially
Oh,
outside
multiple
because it's.
shows.
I mean, even inside's not a problem, but except they have a jukebox and that
Yeah.
they
guys
have
can
a
do
lot of
multiple
record
shows.
MP3s and that and.
There
So
you go on your pizza noodles right there. I want you to do that on Noodles Pizza, Michelle. Right there.
Michelle, how tall are you? Like 6'3", 6'4"?
5'8" actually.
350 pounds.
No, I weigh a little bit less than that, but not by much. Maybe
It's
about 260.
349. Thank you very much. Michelle, you're not even 300. You're like, you said you're what, 290 the other day, right? You're not 300, Michelle.
I'm probably about 260 now.
You think so? No.
Yeah.
No, you didn't lose 20
260?
pounds. You didn't lose 30 pounds in like 2 days, Michelle.
I didn't lose 30 pounds in like 2 days. We're talking about in about 3 months. I have a doctor's appointment on the 14th of June.
Gotcha.
Last time I went to the doctor, I weighed about 280 pounds. So weighing about 260 now is not exactly impossible.
Yeah, you had to get new underwear the other day, right? Did you pick out some sexy underwears? You got some new underwears the other day?
Yeah, I did buy some new underwears and socks because the older underwears were getting too old. They were getting to be too big.
Michelle, if Noodles is coming over to your apartment, make sure you count how much underwear you have, Michelle. Make sure you count how much how many pairs
We're
of underwear
gonna be
you
at
have.
ABC Pizza, and that's what we're gonna do, and then we'll determine from
Michelle,
there.
Botter just banned me from the chat, so you know. I just got confirmation from my secret spies.
Noodles. I don't know. Butter, don't ban noodles, okay? Just don't for now. It hasn't done
Yeah, like
anything wrong in
that's gonna
chat.
work. That should do it.
Nah, I don't know why. Well,
Maybe you should take Butter's wrench so he doesn't ban me or block me anymore.
don't worry about it.
You know, Michelle, I just want to let you know something. There's something that's going to come out very soon. All right. And I'm letting you know, for your sake, Michelle, you should get away from certain people. Okay. All right. I'm telling you, block this guy, Michelle. Get rid of him. I'm telling you, it's not going to be a good look for you.
Yeah. Okay. Right now, like I said, I have a lot of good people on my channel that do want the best for me, Noodles. Just as you say you want the best for me too.
Yeah, but Michelle, like I can prove it now. Like now I have the proof and I have the evidence. And the cops are aware and all this stuff. Michelle, come on. I'm telling you, Michelle, stay away from this person. And again, I'm not going to do it to you, but if I have to, I will. I'll point out that, hey, you know, Michelle had given this guy a fucking wrench for I don't know how long. At the height of the porn bombing, child porn bombing. Does she know something? I mean, does she like it? I don't know.
Brian K, what
this person's
is
going to
the
be gone anyway soon, Michelle.
question?
This person's going to take a long vacation. Long vacation.
Alright, so what is Butter? Okay, so what's Brian K saying here? It says, Michelle, I'm about talking, pumping iron, and getting swoke. What the hell does that mean? Swole.
Swole means like what I am. Like my muscles are huge and they're always bulging out of my
NOC
skirt.
shows that only 20% of Americans support Biden and think that the country is headed in the right. You're right. The numbers are definitely not supporting him, and they're certainly not making people don't feel the country's in the right direction at all. So, all right, Nose. Okay, I guess I can play this game. That just kind of sounds like something I would ask if I was in a dating game. Which is, if you and I were to go out, what do you feel about larger women? I mean,
Michelle, I'm telling you right now, Michelle. I'm a big fan, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to do everything to fuck you. Everything. Everything possible. I'm going to put on all the moves. I'm bringing condoms up there, Michelle. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But I'll keep trying, Michelle.
Okay.
Michelle, didn't you say you liked your elf ears rubbed? Didn't you say that gave you a very sensual feeling?
They do have
I will grab you by your elf ears and fuck you doggy.
Michelle, what if Noodles started rubbing on your elf ears? Do you think things might get a little steamy?
Well, I don't know.
You never know, right? You never know. Anything can happen, right? Anyway, Michelle.
Brian K says, Noodles, be realistic about Michelle's cognizance. She has elf ears on, for God's sakes. I don't know. Maybe the elf ears turned him on.
Yeah.
After all, there are people that turned on my furries too. Right?
If any of you could run around YouTube declaring that you've had sex with MicheleMarieDalene, you guys would be, doing it, but you can't. I think I can. Michelle, I think I have a chance.
Go ahead, Tiger Kitty.
Probably not the real one. I'm talking.
It may not be, but maybe if that is not the real Tiger Kitty, maybe this Tiger Kitty could try to justify herself.
It's not the real Tiger Kitty. And Schmecklecat just left for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, she didn't tell me to get rid of you yet either. Tiger Kitty, if that's really you, tell me in chat. If you're on the panel.
Confirm that's the real Tiger Kitty, Michelle. You got to confirm that right now.
What?
Michelle, will you or will you not have sex with me?
Notice I'm not interested in sex. God.
Yeah, but just so I can say I did it.
Ugh.
I want to
Is
be the
that
first
all
person
it
on
is to
YouTube
you
that
people? Is the conquest of the great Michelle? Can I climb
yes,
that great mountain of the Snow Queen and see if I can turn my penis into a pensicle? Is that what you want? Is that
yes,
all you want?
yes, yes. Nice try, Botter, but I have my phone on Do Not Disturb. Oh, and Botter, let me tell you something. Watch your back. Watch your back. Someone's peeking through your window, Botter.
Butters, take it easy, okay? Hi, Jojo. How you doing?
So, Michelle, what do you think?
I don't really want to be a
We don't have to
part
go
of
back to
your.
your house. I'll do it in the car. Stink up my car,
If
but good.
all you're thinking is that you want to just score, you got the wrong girl, honey. Because I'm not looking to score. I'm looking to have friendship with people. I'm looking to have people I can be part of my community, part of my life. I'm not a sex object.
Why did Paul leave?
I don't know why Paul left.
That's weird.
Will you knock it off? I got it. I don't know. Paul left. The fake Tiger Kitty's still here too. I think it's Yam Ranch, Michelle. Is it? Yeah. I think it's.
Get rid of this Tiger Kitty. Get rid of this Tiger Kitty.
I'm trying to, but this Tiger
Get
Kitty
rid
is.
of this Tiger Kitty. This is obviously Tiger Kitty fucking with you.
Oh, I know who that is.
Don't worry.
From what they're doing.
I don't know.
who
I think
that
it's
is.
Yam Ranch.
No, it's not Yam Ranch, Michelle. Yam Ranch is at work right now. I know who that is, though, from what they're doing. Because one person used to come up here and do that shit all the fucking time. I know who that is. I know who that is, Michelle. I just didn't want to get fucking see some crazy shit, but that person ain't gonna put no crazy shit up. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah.
Busted.
Just be glad that I actually am naturally sterile. I can't have kids. So
Their autism.
Yeah,
their
so
autism.
Michelle, let's just fucking do it. I can go have sex with 12-year-old kids. I can go have sex with 12-year-old
Oh my god, noodles.
I can go have sex with 12-year-old kids. I can go have sex with 12-year-old.
Goodbye.
Yeah, anyone could do that. Anybody can do that. But could they fuck MicheleMarieDalene?
Except I'm not a sexual object, Noodles. I'm honestly a good person that
I
tries to
could
be
get him those guts if I really wanted to, but I have no interest. I wouldn't want to change me and Michelle's relationship. Things get usually
If
sticky.
you want to ever be in a relationship
and clingy.
with me, it's a long-term courtship. It is going to involve a lot of time. Okay.
Yeah, but Michelle, what if we like really hit it off? I mean,
yeah. Well, guess what, JoJo? That's actually the same woman that's sitting on the bed too. By the way, they're actually just two different poses of the same woman.
All right, well, Michelle, here's the deal. If we do hit it off, no more Krista. Krista's not allowed to be your friend anymore. I don't want her over the house. I don't want her, coming over and fucking inspecting
she's
stuff.
never gonna come to your house. She doesn't even like you. She doesn't
I'm just saying,
like
I
you.
think you got. If you want to get with me, you got to dump her as a friend.
No, not happening. Sorry. Goodbye, Noodles. Have a nice day.
What? No,
Bye.
Michelle.
Oh no, Michelle.
I'm not gonna get involved with a person that tells me who I can and cannot have as friends.
Oh my god. That's right, Michelle. Michelle's an independent woman. Oh my god.
So
my god.
just I find it just a little bit discommoding. Seriously,
Yeah.
it makes me really feel kind of almost cheap. Like, what do you think I am? Some floozy you can take to a one night stand in a motel room somewhere? Is that what you think I am?
Yeah,
Well,
you
you
gotta
really.
earn that with Michelle, you know? You gotta take her out a few times. She's not just one of these hit it and quit it gals. You gotta wine and dine Michelle a little bit. You gotta get to know her. And then she'll let you in. But Michelle ain't just, jump into beds with you. All right, Michelle, I'm jumping off of here. You keep the show going. You're doing great.
Yeah.
I'll
Well,
talk to
it's
you in
almost
chat.
time to
All
wrap
right.
it up anyway. With
Well, you're
noodles.
doing great, Michelle. I'd say keep her going. I got to run to the store really fast, though.
All right.
So, you're doing great, though, Michelle. Great morning show so far.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
we'll talk to you in a bit.
All right. Thank you. And I'll just reset the panel for everybody. So, basically, again, Noodles just shows his true colors, and I don't really find that acceptable. That's just me. Makes me feel cheap. I don't like being treated as cheap. It's so it's so flat and two dimensional. What about the rest of me? I get length, width, height, and personality as well. And I have depth. And if anything, you should see from my show is I'm the kind of person that has a lot of empathy and feelings for people. I have to go get my refills at the pharmacy today, so I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go get my refills at the pharmacy, and come back here, and then maybe later tonight. I don't think Noodles is coming anywhere near me. I think he's just talking up his ass, but I'm not interested. I tried. I said I would meet him in a public place, but he's turning on that creep show thing, which maybe he might be good for Patty, though. Patty is a Virgo, also an Earth sign, but she would probably be swept off her feet by Noodles, because the fact is, Noodles seems to be talking about a game that she's been wanting to play for decades. But in a way, maybe I wouldn't be a good idea, because Patty deep down has got a good person, and I think deep down she really would never have tolerated some of his game either. What is God just killing us? I don't know, guys. It's just very, very disappointing to be talked to like that. It makes me very, very, very upset. And I mean, really makes me feel cheapened. Like I said, okay, I'm not filet mignon, but I'm just, I mean, I have some class. I've got some class. And I mean, I want, just like everyone else does, to have a stable, possibly a long courtship. Maybe find the right Mr. or Ms. Right. Somebody that, after the failures with Ed and Patty and Dory, I don't know if I'm the right person for these people. But I'm certainly not no easy conquest for anybody. The RAS or reticular activating system, actually, isn't it more of our sense of smell that wakes us? Our sense of smell that is the most active when we're sleeping? Because I seem to remember research that showed that your nose and your sense of smell is the most active thing that wakes you up. Which makes sense when you think about the smell of burning down housing, for example, would be one reason that your nasal passages open up to say, hey, something's not right here. And that's when you wake up and you hear the meep, 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 fire alarm. Oh, no, this isn't me. My building's burning. Oh. Botter says no bother. I mean, why doesn't he go to sleep and just never wakes up again? Why does he have to be? I don't know. Botter, I don't know what his life chart is. That's a great question. Now, what does his life chart say? Is he what's he here for? What's he to learn? What skills? Maybe in a prior life he didn't have much, and then for some reason, when he wrote this life chart, he wanted to be something different. I think you, me, and Tiger need an absolutely fabulous sitcom, right? Cheer us up. Probably. Yeah. That's one of the reasons I take a break from the show to watch some funny stuff, too. Like some of the other stuff on my phone. Things that are a little more. Let me forget about all the mediocrity and the BS that goes on in the world. So, and let's be honest, right now the world is certainly a mess, as it is now. It's not getting better. I have done readings on noodles in the past. Let's see if I can find my deck here. Maybe. I don't know what we can find out. So sometimes tarot cards can be a little bit vague. Let's switch this to the other camera so we can see the cards. And sometimes the tarot cards can be a little vague. Okay, let's go. Okay, Hey, Mother God, Father God, Angel Spirit Guides, what's the story with Noodles? I understand this is not going to be a simple 3-card spread. What's the story with Noodles? For this, let's narrow it down to this period of time. What's the story with Noodles and MicheleMarieDalene? What's the story with Noodles and MicheleMarieDalene? Is that better? No, it works. What's the story with Noodles and MicheleMarieDalene? What is his agenda? What is his expectations? What does he want? I don't even know if he's genuine. I don't know. I got a feeling it's going to be a lot more than a 3-card spread, either, too. Exactly. That's what I thought. The Magician. Ouch! Someone's getting skewered. I think that's me. Oh, unfortunately. Of course, he wants the conquest, i.e., the Ace of Swords. Oh, yeah, and I got a feeling there's one more card in here, isn't there? Yeah, he likes to travel. He's the traveling the man. Da 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 da, going everywhere, right? So, let's now pull up our little decoder ring and tell you what the 7 of Swords says. The 7 of Swords, it's not a nice card at all. It is design, deception, mistrust. Would you trust this guy? Deception. He's trying to deceive. Then we have the Magician. Is skill, diplomacy, determination, self-confidence, action. So obviously he's working hard, but somebody's getting skewered, like shish kebab. Again, another sharp, pointy thing. The swords is pain, affliction, death, end of a cycle, desolation. Whose cycle? Mine or his? That's the question. And we have the Ace of Swords. Opportunity for change, great force and focus. Maybe that's what he wants. Maybe that's why this card's here. Change of a cycle. But he wants to change something, i.e., the question is, you got the Fool, which is poised for adventure, spontaneity, passion, initiative. Okay. So, I don't know if that's a good thing or bad things, people. Gotta be careful with Noodles. I don't think he's quite on the level. Sorry. Alright. So, why don't we see... Since I got the deck out, what's the story with me? And my side of the Noodles triangle. Let's say triangle because Lumi's always involved one way or another. So what's the story with MicheleMarieDalene? You want me to do the cards? Yeah, you do the cards. Because I'm afraid I'll taint them. Okay, Mother, what's the story with Michelle and Noodles this month? Just this month. Not gonna go for weeks, past months, all that. Just keep it simple. Well, you know what Noodles is expecting, what Noodles wants. What does Michelle? What's Michelle's outcome. We got the celebration card. That sounds good, but I got a sense there's a but there. Yeah. Three of Wands. Six of Cups. The Justice card. And the Ace of Ace of Cups. So let's look those up. The Four of Wands is the celebration card. And that usually is a good card. We need some kind of a celebration, something nice. So that's a good thing. But why is it here? Let me tell you what it says, first of all. Celebration, harmony, fulfillment, felicity, which is a good thing. But then you got the Three of Wands. Now, Three of Wands by itself isn't necessarily a bad card. It's just that the Three of Wands, I like the swords. It's usually not as bad. Fruition, accomplishment, enterprise, effort, partnership. So maybe Michelle is looking for a partnership in the future. However, when you look at the Six of Cups, the Six of Cups says fond childhood memories, inheritance, new relations and situations are tied to the past. Well, Michelle doesn't know Noodles from childhood or the past. And then we have the Justice card, number 11. Or is that 9? I think it's 9. 9 is the Justice card. Nope, that's the 11th card. Equality, righteousness, probity, balance. Oh, so something is going to balance, but what? I don't know yet. And then, of course, we have the last one, which is the Ace of Cups. Now, the Ace of Cups is like intimacy, fertility, beginnings, openness, insight, abundance. But is that with Noodles? Or is that with somebody else? I don't think it's with Noodles. I think that you're looking for those things, but I don't think Noodles is necessarily going to be the one. However, when you pull up his deck, it says that he wants to change his views. He wants to change his stature from where he was to where he wants to be. So maybe what it comes down to is maybe in a way Noodles does want to change and start a new life. It is not off the table that maybe he thinks that you could give him that. Yeah, but at the same time, he's like a stray cat. He likes to wander. You know, I don't see him as being a monogamous person. I see him as being more like the wanderer. You know, like traveling man girls everywhere. So why does... Well, that's what the cards say, guys. The way Noodles talks, the way he talks about Krista is that he just wants me to try to choose between the people that I see as my support and my friends versus his. It's not a good thing. Sometime, Botter, you and I are going to need to actually speak voice to voice. We're going to have to know some more backstory between you two. In private, obviously. Maybe with Krista. Maybe me, you, and Krista can talk about it. Well, I think there's more to it than that, isn't there? Come on, honey. Let's not lie. There's more to it than that. Let's see. I do got some private messages on Discord. Let me just take a quick look at them. Yeah, I agree with what you just said in Discord. What news is obviously he doesn't want to change. He doesn't want it. No, he does want to change Michelle. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to say Michelle can't have her friends be a part of certain people's lives. That's like trying to tell a horse that they can't drink water from the fresh, clean water from the pond. Why? Why would you not want Michelle to be part of the community that she lives in? Why would you want to isolate Michelle more so than ever? It doesn't make any sense. Why did Patty try to throw you out? Same thing. She didn't want me there. Because she knew that I could see through her little tricks, and the same thing with Noodles. You're saying the same thing all over again. It's another Patty DeMar with a dick. That's it. That's the only difference. And he's going to try to do the same thing. He's going to try to manipulate you and put you in, and then eventually he's going to start attacking me. He's going to start putting me down. That's what he's going to do. Do you really want to go through that again? No. I news guys, Dave. Bonner, if you would be nice enough in private and DM and give me some of the backstory so I could understand it, I would appreciate it. Or maybe me and you and Krista can talk. Well, Krista, I'm gonna get you and Butter and me on the same page. Yeah, let's do that. Why don't I get Tiger Kitty, Krista, and Noodles on the same page? I don't know if let's see. Okay, let's see. Oops. What'd you click on? I want to add friend. How do I add friend to Butter? Oh, you're in the wrong forum. I'm in the wrong forum. Oh, okay, that's why. Oh, okay. All right, let's get Butter in. Let's get Butter with Krista. Um, Krista, and while we're at it, why don't we also bring in Tiger Kitty too? That way we can all talk about this together. Alright, so what is the back story between you and why does he to control me so, and why does he have dislike for Krista? I wouldn't say hate because that's a little strong. Alright, there we go. Now we all know we're on the same page. So, Butter, you can talk to us in the group chat about that between me, Krista, and you, and Tiger Kitty, and we can find out what's going on. Brian, he took down my 1.4 sub channel. I had it for 2 years. He had it taken down by the police because he accused me of the same child porn you were hearing about today. Yeah. I didn't know Butter until Noodles. That is sad, Butter. I mean, what you're saying is clearly obvious. That I don't know anything about the details. Like, were you using StreamYards? Were you using something that he would come on the panel, and then all of a sudden he starts flashing child porn stuff, and then accused you of having it, or what? Because StreamYards is terrible for that reason, as StreamYards has very little security to protect the content creator and the guests. I've had to defend Michelle against Patty tomorrow. I'll do my best to protect Michelle against Noodles. After all, technically, I am a more masculine of the two spirits in his body. So theoretically, I'm the one who's got the balls. Yeah, you do control the male reproductive side. Yeah. Well, anyway, that's not the point. But in this case, literally, metaphorically speaking. But, right, you ran Noodles' channel. Me and Noodles used to be friends. We had a show. Always had good time shows. Always had good. Right, that's what I thought. But why does he do it, though? That's the question I think that we need to know. Why does he do this? Why does he do what he's doing? Why did Patty try to kick me out of your life so bad? Control. It's all control, Michelle. That's all Noodles wants is control. Capricorn is the devil of the zodiac. That is, the female sister. Yeah, control, control, control. It's my way or the highway. Oh, yeah. I didn't forget those years. Growing up with her. Oh, God. So, some people have wondered if you and Butter were a couple. I don't know if that's true or not. If you were a couple, but you said you were friends. I know at first me and you did have our problems, but I think that as you got to know me better, you got to know that I'm not the person that you initially thought I was. Let's be honest, we've all been kicked in the cojones here. We all have. I haven't seen anyone here that doesn't have battle scars from somebody. You had the opportunity before you got stuck with Noodles to seriously potentially go get monetized. Could get sponsorships. Actually, you don't even have to be monetized to get sponsorships. But it's a lot harder. No, I'm getting sponsorships all the time. Yeah, that's the question that keeps coming up. Are you female or male? It doesn't really matter. Maybe you're gender fluid. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Yeah, maybe non-binary. Maybe you're gender fluid. What does that mean? Yes, Spotter. Yes, Brian, that looks just like you. I don't know what that means. I think Spotter's saying is that the image that they chose is kind of was because it allows them, gives them a little bit of anonymity. I thought you said Butters and Noodles were a couple. I think I heard they were a couple, and I did. That's what I was told, and so that it sounds like it could have been. It's still not off the menu. Maybe there was something there. I don't know the details, but obviously they obviously had a falling out, and that doesn't matter if they're a couple or not. They clearly don't like each other anymore. No. Let me ask you a question, Butter. What's your zodiac sign? Because that could give me a lot more information than you think it does. So, Butter, what's your zodiac sign? I can look up the rest of your chart later on if you give me more details, but you don't have to. Just what sign are you born under? In other words, your sun sign. I'm gonna guess, and I could be wrong, but I think you might be a Cancer. Either that or a Pisces. I don't think you're quite Pisces. Right on the money. That's what I thought. There's nothing wrong with being a Cancer. I had a lot of good friends that are Cancers. They're very loyal, but they're very emotional. Very family-oriented people. But they also can be the kind of people that their emotions can sometimes get out of control. And Cancers and Capricorns are like mixing water and oil. They don't mix. They don't even make a good salad dressing. Now, unfortunately, you mix a Capricorn with an Aries, and you make nitroglycerin. That won't work either. Capricorn and Virgo kind of better matched, but unfortunately, as I found out, they both want the same thing, and that means that they're going to be trying to climb each other's mountains for success. Capricorn and let's see, maybe a zodiac sign, but Capricorn that isn't quite as hard to work with. Maybe a Libra, only because Libra tries to find balance for people. Ed is a Taurus. Taurus are Earth sign also. Of the three Earth signs, Taurus is the most laid back and the most chill. The problem is that, well, unfortunately enough, Taurus can get really moody, and they have the sharp horns like Aries. My landlord's an Aries. Aries is all fire and brimstone, and basically Gemini is kind of good. In fact, of all the zodiac signs that are compatible for me, the one that keeps showing up in my chart is Virgo, but the other ones include Libra, Gemini, and in some cases Pisces. But because I'm almost would have been a Pisces. I would have been just a little bit later. I would have been the fish. And frankly, I don't want to be the fish. That's why I kicked my mom's womb so bad to break the water to get out of there. I don't want to be a Pisces. Get me out of here. Bam. Yeah, that's Jovia and her sister, Jovia. Actually, it's the same person. Actually, it's two different images of the same person, two different poses. I could say it's Jovia and her twin sister. That would be kind of appropriate. Nothing wrong with being a Virgo. Moon sign. My moon sign is Leo, by the way. So I'm kind of like an Aquarius. Kind of want to be like a little bit like an entertainer, like a Virgo, like a Leo. But I'm not. I don't do it in front of big crowds. I do it in front of small gatherings where I can entertain a small group for a little while. But then the Aquarius and the Virgo on me kicking, which is because I got so much Virgo on my chart, is, let's put it this way. I'm well grounded, but my head is in the clouds. All right, I'm in the best of both worlds. Yeah, I'm a service-oriented person, which is a trait of both Aquarius and Virgo. But yet, I'm not the neat freak like the Virgos are. I'm not super neat. I mean, I do like some order, but I'm not to the point where, like Felix Unger, that I have to worry about keeping everything in plastic bags and worrying about if something gets misplaced. I do get a little bit perturbed, but I usually try to keep things organized. I don't know, Brian K. What's your astrological sign? I can give you an idea how much BS it is just by looking at your astrological sign. What's your astrological sign? The time of the year you're born is no further on what personality is. I don't agree with that. I'm sorry. I know that's just one of the signs of the zodiac, but if you look at the whole chart, you'd be shocked. Exactly. Skynet's a Scorpio. And Scorpio and so is People of Peace, by the way. They are very, very private individuals. They like to flirt, they like to have fun. But without knowing all his details of his astrological chart. But if I could pick through it. So there's no sign of, there's no donkey in the zodiac. There's an Aries, though, which is the goat. Is a Gemini, okay. A bit of a social individual, uses his knowledge of the spoken word with a sharp wit and tongue. Knowledge abounds. You're a very astute observer and studier. Based on that, which is why you're interested in the medical field, is because of that scientific process. It excites you, but the spoken part of your communication, because you're ruled by Mercury, also is what gives you the ability to be an eloquent speaker. Indeed, if that's right, that's the truth. Tiger Kitty's a Gemini. I know a male Gemini who was a really good guy too. Bubba Warbucks was a male Gemini. And he and I could talk shop all day, and we would know what each other's talking about. Because, like me, he was into the electronics and electrical and technical fields. Yeah, Rusty's in the house right now. People, Pete is not a private person. He comes on stream bragging about how many pranks he has service in the past I-72. No, he doesn't. My sisters are Gemini, and they're like chalk and cheese. In other words, you guys don't gel well. Well, that would make sense because you're Pisces, and Pisces is a water sign, very much ruled by emotion. Those are the Cups cards in the world, in the tarot. Those are the water sign cards. The Swords cards are all the air signs, which includes Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. And the Pentacles, or the coin cards, is all the signs of the earth signs from Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. And then you have the fire signs, Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo are the fire signs, or the wands in tarot. He lives in oh my god, where does he live now? Ontario, Canada. Ontario, Canada. That's where Pop lives. See, the thing is, because if I had been born just a little later, I would have been a Pisces, which maybe is why I tend to get along okay with Pisces, because I understand the Pisces. But if you pull up my full chart, and you can go to Cafe Astrology and pull up your own charts, do that. It's free. Just go to cafeastrology.com and pull up your natal chart. You will be shocked. All you need to do is enter your place of birth, your time of birth, if you know it, which will be on your birth certificate, by the way, which is where you can find that. And then it will calculate your natal chart. And it will go through and describe excruciating detail everything about you that you may have never thought of. I welcome anybody to go to Cafe Astrology and pull up their chart. Look it up. It's not going to cost you anything. That's right. Pop had a home that was a pretty broken, messed up home. I don't want to go into too much detail in his past. After all, it's a Scorpio thing. They don't want to talk about their past, but basically his life sucked. Okay. I know though, talking to enough homeless, a lot of them do bust south in the winter. They do, yeah. Because the northern winters are just too much. And especially in Ontario, oh yeah. He's not going to want to stay in Canada. Yeah. I don't know if he's going to be able to get... I mean, he has a passport. Canadian passport. Alright, so let's get back to what we were talking about here. The main thing. We all seem to have things in our natal charts that is what makes us a very dynamic. We don't just go by the sun sign. That's the easy one. But we have to look at the whole planetary alignments of when we were born, because that's going to determine more specifically what our lives are like. Let me pull up my chart, not the chart or the graphs, because that's not the part that's going to be the most interesting to you. I'm going to pull up the part, my chart, where it summarizes my situation, and that way we can all see how this all fits. Okay, so let's go to Michelle's natal charts. Natal report PDF. Come on, beach ball. Stop beach balling me. Alright. I'm just gonna pull a piece of this. I'm not gonna go into a big long spiel because this is a long file, but I'm gonna pull up a piece of this chart so you can see it. Okay, let's go to where's that stupid thing? Here we go. Okay. Swap it in. Alright. Alright, so we're gonna get to the summary part. Let me see if we can make this big screen here. Ooh, wow, much better, dude. Thank you. Okay. Not the only ones as viewers that can appreciate that big text. So you can just go to Cafe Astrology and get your own reading. It's free. So let's go to the following table shows the planetary aspects in your natal chart. Which you'll need to go into that. Let's go get this. Okay. It talks about the birth chart, the sun. The sun is in Aquarius. One of the standout characteristics of those born under the sun sign of Aquarius is their unwillingness to follow the beaten track, i.e., stubbornness. With advancement and progress undermines, it could be and irrelevance to old and outdated things of thinking and doing things. Many Aquarians aim to be free themselves of personal and social conditioning. Although open to change in theory, Aquarians can be surprisingly stubborn. Their idealism runs strong, but they can be very fixed in their opinions, as Brian K. can attest to. Other than a bit aloof and even standoffish, Aquarian nonetheless are usually well liked. They are curious and observant and tolerant in a broad sense. Prejudice and bias is offensive to the typical Aquarius. Aquarians are generally very clever, witty, and intellectual. They value progress and frankness. It is difficult to follow. Throw Aquariuses for a loop. They're generally on top of things. There is a bit of reformer in Aquarius. They try to get you to see through superficiality and encourage you to be open and forthright. Be true to yourself and don't follow the crowd or mottos we easily associate with the sign. Aquarians need their space and personal freedom. Any attempt to box them in will likely fail. They will happily return the favor, and they will treat persons from all walks of life as equals. Equality and fairness are hallmarks of the sign. If you're quirky and different, all the better. Okay, there's a short description. It says she's independent, autonomous, and has progressive ideas, weaknesses, an unusual, rebellious, and revolutionary spirit. Okay, now we have an Aquarius, which is Sagittarian ascent. That's me. Alright, so this is what this says now. She is confident, charismatic, and lively. She can be opinionated, restless, and stubborn, but also bright and ready for an experience. Hopefully, there is a strong earth in the chart to help ground her, full of ideas, but not always ready to follow through on them. She is independent but friendly. Freedom means everything to her. She celebrates the individual and is true humanitarian. Can be an excellent teacher or guide. She loves to enlighten others, sometimes blunt in her desires for truth. Okay, now we're talking about the houses, and then we're talking about now. What about the Virgos in my chart? Let's go to that. This is available on my Patreon page. For those of you who don't know, you can go to my Patreon page and download the same file. Then they go into the details, squares. The moon represents the emotional responsiveness, unconscious predestination, and the self-image. The moon represents the emotions, and the moon sign shows a person that expresses themselves when at home, at ease, and comfortable. The moon is in Leo. Depending on the other positions in the chart, Moon Leo people are not necessarily outgoing. When they feel comfortable, they do like being the center of attention. That is, they like being in the spotlight in the comfort of their own homes and with family and friends. They enjoy entertaining others and often take on the role of comic. Lunar Leos often feel a need to organize and even control their families and friends. Okay, now that's interesting. Organize and control. Often need to organize and control their families and friends. They have an inner mission to set things right, and generally like to oversee the goings on in the little circle. This is a rather creative position for the moon. At the very least, Moon Leo people want to create and entertain. They can be rather lazy at times. Okay, guilty is charged. A little bossy too. Generally, though, they have a deep need to treat others fairly and justly. Lunar Leos require lots and lots of love and can in order to function well in the world. I'm going to read right now because it's getting so long. There's a huge number of pages on this report. It is like goes. How many pages are there? Oh, for God's sakes. Oh my God. There's 33 pages. I'm not going to read all those. That's too much to read. And the point is that you can go to Cafe Astrology, Pull up your own natal charts. Look at them. Look at them in detail. You might be totally shocked at what you find out in your own chart. Anyways, all this game, it's like this guy will have sex with anything, men, women, animals, pinks. There is no demographic. The Pop is, first of all, Pop is a Scorpio and he likes to flirt. Okay, that's the nature of Scorpio men and women. They flirt. I even see that a little bit in Skynet too. He flirts too. Maybe he's a little more restrained. Maybe he's a little more polite about it, but he still enjoys a little bit of flirtiness. You don't realize how lucky you are, Michelle. I mean, alright, let's get Screech from Save the Bill. Why do you hate Pop so much? Why bother? Good question. Pop hasn't even been here. In that sense, Brian K., you're like Pop's bot. You're like you are like Pop's botter. But I don't really. I mean, he was annoying, but he wasn't really. I think a lot of it was because he needed attention because he didn't get out of your home. I think that was why Pop acted like he did, which makes some sense. He talks about shocking stuff and sexual stuff. He gets a rise out of someone who isn't used to it. Well, he's not the only one. You know Sherry Heaton, right? Sherry Heaton Love, she's a Scorpio also. She does the same thing he does. Same thing you do. And at least you seem to be a little more restrained. But both of them are the same way. You get in a conversation with those two people, and it's like, I'm listening to somebody go ahead play by play on their sexual conquests. It's like, Skynet, go to cafeastrology.com and pull up your own chart. I mean, and look at it closely. Just look at it and see what it says and how well it shows you as a person. Now, like I said, it's Cafe Astrology. It's free. It doesn't cost any money. It's just CAFEASTROLOGY.com. There's no space. It's just cafeastrology.com. And pull up your own natal chart. I recommend every one of you do this, including you, Brian K. Let's see what your chart says. Once you read your chart, once you go through your chart, then you can at least tell me what you think what you do about astrology. And Butter, I invite you to do the same thing. Because, Butter, one of the most important things to understand about cancers, you like people to be happy. That's why you help Noodles out. He knew that, and he took advantage of that. He took advantage of you. That's why he did it, because he knew he could. Because cancers are always try to satisfy their loved ones and friends and family. But then the outcome, you got abused, which sucks. Now, speaking of that, I gotta turn the water off on the stove. I forgot I still had that on. So let me turn that off so I don't waste my electricity heating water for coffee I don't need. So, I don't know what I noticed about Rhonda Church and her support for destroying the American Constitution. You know, Brian, Rhonda Church does not want to destroy the American people through censorship. She wants to see people succeed. I can see that on her Facebook post too, that she still is posting on Facebook those little quotes, those little tidbits of things that she finds inspirational, and I see where some of the Irish Marie is probably in the chat. But it doesn't know who run the church is. Oh, she can find the videos all the way back. She can go way back to 2017. One year on my birthday, I had a Taurus. Yeah, you know that. Oh, no, wait. No, not you, Johnny. Let's see. I think you would be probably a Gemini, because the Geminis are also kind of flighty. But they're smart flighty. But they don't settle down very easily. Paul is Taurus. Skynet. Paul is a Taurus. I don't think Gianni's a Taurus. I think he did see it one time he was a Gemini. Well, would you rather basically fill your thing out with things like the goth oriented and sad and melancholy about how their dog died and that they're sitting there crying because they realized they couldn't bring the dog to the vet to save it from the incurable cancer, and that all the world sucks? That's also a Scorpio trait. Some Scorpios are really into the goth emo. Yeah, I kind of a little bit cautious around Scorpio. Sorry. I knew goths like that too. Goth oriented. Yeah, a lot of Scorpios are in the goth emo scene, and it's true. I've seen some Aquariuses in the scene, but they're usually the ones that are like just kind of floating along. They don't really get into the emo thing. They're just like, I'm here for the party. Just absolutely interesting to go back and pull up this chart. Well, theoretically speaking, the goth movement never really died. It went underground, but basically the goth emo is still a thing. In some, especially in some communities, you see it. No, not in the goth, but I guess I do like junky music with underground. NICK, but also cowboy music. Well, when it comes to my favorite music stars is Patsy Cline, Patty Loveless, the Judds, Freddie Fender. I like Freddie Fender. Don't ask me why, I just do. Hank Williams Sr. I never really listened to the Junior. I think I listened to the Junior once. I really didn't like the Junior that much. I really like Hank Williams singing though. My Ukrainians on, yeah, they're pretty beat up though. They're not gonna hold up much longer. That's why I'll have to put them on during the show and take them off during the show is over because they're really getting rippy. I just can't. Until the war's over, there's not much I can do. So, I think, Gianni, to answer your question, I think you're a Gemini, but I'm not sure. Marty Robbins. I have heard of Marty Robbins. I've also listened to Buck Owen and the Troubadours. And he did I got a tiger by the tail, and so it seems. Won't be much when you get through with me. I'm losing weight and turning mighty pale. Looks like I got a tiger by the tail. I like that song. Yeah, emos. I have experience with my school. The goth wasn't officially a scene yet, but there were definitely emos did exist already, and they were downers, man. I'm sorry, 1986 was just 1985, 86, 87 were the years I really started noticing that. And I was like, fine. You know, they listen to things like death metal, and I'm like, oh man, that's just not my stuff. Oh, okay. That would be the flirty person there. That would make sense. But yeah, you seem to act more like a Gemini in your personality. You know, because you're, I haven't seen, maybe because of, maybe you were raised in a way that you don't give me that kind of Scorpio vibe. That's a compliment, honey. Trust me. You want to see unbridled Scorpio? Take a look at Sherry Heatonlow. Take a look at Pop. Those two are what you get when you got Scorpios that are not raised with proper decorum. They just tend to go all over the place. Since you got the chart still open, what else is to say about you? Let me look real quick here. They got, let's see, got a lot of graphics towards Libra in House 10. Contacts of all kinds will lead to social success, professional to marriage, etc. All right, Gemini. Let me see. I got Virgo in me too. Taurus in House 5, a pleasant home, a charming partner, loving and sweet children, nice little meals, pleasant evenings with the loved ones. Probably. Ascendants, the houses, North Node, Lilith, Pluto, represents transformations, mutations, and eliminations. Lumino is in Virgo, research and investigation come naturally, may worry about health. Yeah. The tune is in Scorpio, willing to look beyond the superficial, may confuse intensity and compassion. I'm just going through this real quick here. Opposition between Saturn and Midhaven. She may struggle a lot, work hard to achieve her aims, although confronted by discouraging circumstances from time to time, she knows how to set off again and continue to fight. Uranus in Virgo. Let's see. Interested in nutrition, open to new ways of doing a job or working a schedule. She seeks alternative healing methods, treatments, and methods. She does not immediately trust a strict, overly traditional approach to health and work. She can have some troubles assessing her intuition since logic and rationality often dominate. Okay, just interesting. Pulling some of the little odds and ends out. I can see Lumi eating a bunch of. Oh, speaking of my chart, Michelle, why don't you pull mine up? Good idea. Let's pull Lumi's up. Since I had to go to another website to get Lumi's, because Lumi's chart was not here. Oh, make sure I get the right one here. Open Lumi's chart. Let's go to Lumi's chart. Just went as well, right? Yeah. Lumi's chart was a lot harder to get because unfortunately Cafe shows he didn't go back far enough. So I had to pull Lumi's chart up from another website. Let's see. Big downloads. Good old Lumi. Let's see. Image. I think it's past that. Lumi's natal chart. Alright. This is from another company. And just to show you the difference between the two. So let me pull up Lumi's chart here. Okay. So I'm going to pull your chart up. It's a little more terse. It's not. Yeah, it's definitely more terse. It's more terse. A lot more terse. Alright, it's not as detailed. Nice answers. So this is Lumi's chart. Let me see if I can make this bigger so you can see it on the screen better. It's a little bit too small. Yeah, there we go. That's better. It's all symbols. Sun is in Aquarius. Moon is in Pisces. Mercury is in Pisces, which is the same as mine. Venus is in Capricorn, same as mine. Mars is in Scorpio. Jupiter is in Gemini. Saturn's in Libra. Uranus is in Aquarius. Neptune is in Aquarius. Pluto is in Aries. The nth node is in Gemini. Lilith is Taurus. Chiron is Taurus, and Fortune is in Pisces. Houses. Ascendant sign is also Sagittarius. Second house is Aquarius. Third house is Aries. Fourth, let's see. Then they got the sun called IC. I guess that's what's that like Midheaven. Well, no, it's not. But go on. Anyway, it says IC is Taurus. Fifth house is Taurus. Sixth house is Gemini. DC is Gemini. Eighth house is Capricorn. Ninth house is Libra. Midheaven is Scorpio. 11th house is Scorpio. 12th house is Sagittarius. Okay, so this is just really interesting. Very terse. Talking about the houses, what they mean. Just very terse chart. Not exactly what I call recreational reading whatsoever. Oh wait, no, definitely not. But it's still interesting though, because the fact is that there's so much you can learn from the astrological chart. How you doing, Carlos? I see you underneath everything else. Okay. Did you ever go to raves? No. There's so many bulls in the China shop. Wilmy is an indigo child for sure. Well, it's kind of funny we both are, because the fact of the matter is, I was an indigo before indigo kids were a thing. Michelle is an indigo octarine. Yeah, I migrated over to crystal. I'm Christed adult. 39 cases monkeypox. Oh, okay. Okay, I don't know anything about how it compares to chickenpox or smallpox for that matter. You don't want smallpox. I know I don't want smallpox. But how does it compare? Right now, also COVID's on the rise again. So what happens if you get monkeypox and COVID together? Do they call it Covax? I don't think... Covax? No, I don't know. Somebody wants to kill us all. That's all I know. Somebody wants to kill us all. Why? I don't know why they want to kill us all, but it seems that the world is always out there to kill us all. But why would anyone want to do that? But somebody's doing it. Somebody's doing it. Just don't understand the reason behind it all. It's pretty late. Yeah, it is. Alright, so let me pull up the weather forecast and get ready to end for now. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get the forecast up right now, because I gotta go down and refill my prescriptions. Okay, right now it's 23 degrees Celsius outside. Expected high is 25. The low tonight will be 8 degrees Celsius. It is mostly cloudy. A high of 25. Saturday will be mostly cloudy again. Low is 17. A high of 34. As I said, Mother God's putting you back in the broiler. Sunday, sunny. Low of 18. A high of 33. Then the temperatures drop down a bit. Monday, a low of 13. A high of 22. Tuesday, mostly cloudy. A low of 11, a high of 22. And it looks like, as of next week, it's going to be pretty much dominating in the mid-20s. It's not going to be super hot. Yeah. Let's see. Fox Nation, text messages, mark your calendars, from the desk, chairman, CBS Extra Care, Ron Johnson, Greg Abbott. Just absolutely interesting. The Antichrist. Okay. Michelle, wouldn't it be in nature's best interest to keep the population down? Yeah, it would make sense, right? After all, we have people going out and culling animals, saying we got to keep the population safe for deer and bear and other animals in check. So, but the thing is, I don't know. It's kind of hard to think of that somebody else is walking around with the equivalent of a hunting permit and saying, "Yep, I got my full load of bacteria, and I'm ready to basically spray those pesky humans. The game warden said I can bag 3 people today. That's kind of scary, especially if you happen to be in the sight of his Nerf gun. You know, and he squeezes the trigger and super soaks you with bacteria and pestilence, and the next thing you know, you're the one that's gonna say, "Oh no, and I don't even have my final orders in order yet. Bye." Plop. Another one bites the dust. No, that's in Celsius. But this week, today and tomorrow, we are going to be in the broiler. We're going to be hot. They're going to be hot, 35 degrees Celsius. It's like 94 degrees Fahrenheit, buddy. Not enough. Tomorrow, air conditioners will be running. Maybe we'll have a nitro outside. It would be nice if it was, not really, because when it gets too cold, especially now you're starting to acclimate to spring and summer, it gets cold, you get a little whiny, yeah. But yeah, you'll be fine. They tried to pull a Project Blue Beam, and no one cared. No one cared, Michelle. What's Project Blue Beam? I don't even know what that is. Well, I think it's time to get ready to wrap it up. It is getting ready to wrap it up because I got to get ready, get my brace on. I got to go walk on down to the pharmacy, go get my refills. And so, everybody, I want to say thank you for this morning. We had a great show. We covered a lot of topics, a lot of material. And just absolutely was wonderful to have everybody here. So, again, it's going to be warm tomorrow. So we might be outside on the porch. Definitely on Saturday night. We'll probably be on the porch too. That's going to really kind of mess up any night show with phone calls. Because right now, I haven't figured out how the best way to do all the sound. Probably just use the Linux laptop for that, because that's got the better camera setup. But that just means that the Twitch people won't be seeing the show, but they'll be able to come over to the YouTube side for tomorrow night. Alright, guys.